In many ways, White River Junction is what you'd expect of an old railroad town in Vermont. What you may not expect to find, however, is an uncommon taste of Turkey, not the bird, but the country, straight out of Istanbul, right here on Main Street, at a restaurant known as Tuckerbox. Tuckerbox has served authentic Turkish cuisine from lavash and dolma to kebabs and baklava to enthusiastic diners since it opened in 2015.
Actually, the Tuckerbox has become the hub of White River Junction.
We are coming from Dartmouth. We just had lunch at Tuckerbox.
And this has really been my second office.
Today we had a platter that we got to share as an appetizer.
I love the coffee, the cappuccino. I'm very picky.
Tuckerbox is the most colorful restaurant in the Valley, by far.
It's just such a beautiful place to eat, and the people are very friendly.
We started coming here and found it was probably our favorite restaurant.
The unusual thing about this is settling in a rural environment and making a go of it.
I wanted to learn how this beloved local institution came to be in White River Junction. Owners Vural and Jackie Oktay were kind enough to share their origin story, including an immigrant's journey for opportunity, summer love in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, the restaurant's survival through the pandemic, and a fortune foretold in the grounds of an upturned Turkish coffee cup. As we began filming, none of us could foresee the misfortunes to come, though, and how much more they would survive. Like the Turkish appetizer platter known as Meze, it's a many-flavored triumph.
When I finished my army in Turkey, you have to go serve. And I went to the tourism hotel schools. And they teach you in the food and beverage departments, every departments, and included the kitchen. They have a 5-star hotels right behind the school. I graduated there.
I knew early on, in high school that I wanted to be a nurse, but I also knew that I wanted to, run a business. And I also knew that I wanted to learn a new language and learn a new culture. This is before I had met Vural. Mount Washington was just a magical place to be. You go down into the employee cafeteria, and I was just fascinated. I would be hearing 6, 7, 8 different languages. Especially for myself, growing up in northern Vermont, we get exposed to no other cultures. I was Vural's cocktail waitress, and he was the server, the head server, and I didn't know anything about service or drinks or wine or how to sell anything. So he just kind of did circles. He just did circles around me, and I'm just like, oh. We met in July, I think it was. I never met a Turkish person in my life. I didn't know anything about the country. I never even thought to think about the country. So August or so, I had to go back to school, and we just kind of decided we were just going to go for it. We were married by the beginning of October. And I told Jackie, we have a great dream, we will do it. I promise. I was 19. I was surprised to see a lot of snow, and I wasn't aware of it. Istanbul doesn't have that much snow or coldness. My first year, it was like a dark almost, because I can't communicate, I can't learn. I was learning fast. I was like really getting all the DVDs and movies. I was subtitling and watching 2 times, 3 times as much as I get time to learn English fast. But I think Jackie was the big help and taught me a lot. All we ever talked about was food. That was it. We'd be up in his dorm, and he had this little hot plate, and I just remember him like sitting on the floor with his little hot plate, cooking me Turkish specialty breakfast, and like my mind was blown. He's a big dreamer. He has a lot of dreams when he sleeps, and he would tell me, every time, like, oh, I flew again in my dream last night. I went right to Istanbul, and I went to all my favorite restaurants. All the flavors are just ingrained in his brain. They call in Turkey 7'den 77'ye, means age of 7 to 77. Everybody can enjoy Turkish food. So I was like, I'm sure people love to have this tradition, nice cultural food to
I would love to share with the people. My career is definitely is the high-end, high qualities and 5-star hotels and 4 stars, maybe fancy restaurants. But I did not look at it. I needed the money. And I just stepped in. The first step was in an Italian restaurant. I didn't know that Olive Garden is just one of the chain restaurants. But my hair was long and ponyed, and I looked like Italian. I think the manager thought I was Italian.
Before I graduated, I did my senior practicum at Dartmouth. I knew I wanted to work at Dartmouth. And then I got the job there as a cardiac nurse. And we moved to Orford, New Hampshire, and he started working at the Hanover Inn.
And I really liked the work at the Hanover Inn. It was a great people, and I started to meet with all the communities of Upper Valley and the good professors. And I was telling them slowly, I will do my Turkish restaurant, and hopefully, and I will share with you the good food. And they love the Turkish food, and it was spiced me a little bit. And I was like, well, I gotta make a really, really good one. That's why I promise everyone, like, original recipes and ingredients will come from Turkey. So it was a big dream.
What was your family's response?
Oh, they thought I was crazy, but they didn't tell me that. We knew each other for 2 months. But they obviously get it now, but they couldn't see it in the beginning.
My mom was so missing me, and her hair was all of a sudden get all white.
Oh, they're perfect.
Do you want to
Excellent.
come?
Yeah. No, are you good? Okay. Good.
They mostly know language around food.
Oh, around food.
Yeah. Because if they don't know language around food, they're not going to get fed what they want at home by their
Okay, well that's a good subject. Tell me what your favorite Turkish foods are, and then you could tell me what your favorite not Turkish foods are.
Well, the first Turkish food that Turkish people would think of would be, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Turkish pizza.
Lahmacun.
Yeah, lahmacun. I really like that.
It's so funny. The Destin is the youngest one, and he's very piggy eater.
I have a question, Destin. How do you live in a family that's 50% Turkish and you've never tried lahmacun?
Jackie kindly invited me to the home where she and Vural raise not only their children, but also many of the fresh foods the family, as well as their restaurant patrons, enjoy. On a bright summer day, she took me for a spin around the gardens in an ATV. Later, we visited the house where Jackie told me stories of her northern Vermont childhood and her Abenaki cultural heritage.
The meat is for us. Yeah, we boil down a lot of, we make a lot of stock for rice for the kids. And we put these trees in this year for the first time. Peaches and plums and pears and cherries. We've got 2 apricot trees, 4 peach trees, a couple of plums, and 2 cherries. If we're gonna cook on the fire or whatever, we'll just come down, grab a couple potatoes for dinner and bring them up. I was waiting for these to get a little bit longer, so they're ready now. I gotta take another bag over and we'll do specials. They're really tasty. It's the flour of the garlic that you have to take off so the energy goes to the bowl, and they're really tasty. We put them in like scrambled eggs. My dad has always had lots of gardens and always tried to produce as much food as he could. So I have fond memories of planting peas in the garden. And yeah, I grew up in Jay, born in Newport Hospital, which is 20 minutes from Jay. And we had a little property about 2 miles from the Jay Peak Ski Resort. And that was a big part of our lives growing up. So my dad has always worked at Jay Peak, so we used to, go up there all the time, and we for skiing or whatever it was. In the summer, we used to be able to use their four-wheelers. My great-grandmother, she just turned 100 years old. She grew up in the Odanak Reservation in Canada, the Abenaki Reservation. She and her mom moved them down to Newport for a better life because there was a lot of poverty on the reservation. That's why my family's there, and they've stayed there. So there's 3 generations that still live there, my mom, her mom, and her mom. So my mom is Abenaki, my dad is not, but he embraced the culture. We grew up going to powwows. We were of a traditional Abenaki dance group, so we learned all of the traditional dances, and we would perform throughout the state and in New York and New Hampshire. So we were always with Native people growing up. This was actually done for a painting class, and I was the model, I guess. I don't know how old I was there, maybe 11. So this is what I would wear when we do that, when we go to powwows. This is a deerskin dress that my dad made. The fan there with the red tail hawk feathers. This is a beaded rattle with a horn. It's all beadwork that my dad did. What I'm wearing there is some, traditional Native jewelry, the chokers, and a lot of that's probably made with shell and turquoise. And then in the house, we made a lot of things. We make traditional Abenaki baskets. My dad would go harvest the tree, the black ash tree. You take the bark off and you pound the tree rings into strips. And then you peel the strips and you clean them. You do all. It's a very long process. We would end up with these beautiful weaving reeds, and we would make traditional Abenaki baskets. This is one that my dad made. This is a really stunning piece. The rim is all bended wood. There's no nails or anything in it. It's all tied with the reeds. And then this one has a really nice star bottom, which is really difficult to achieve. Very tight, you can hear it squeak. I don't know how many baskets I've made, but I've made quite a few, and my parents have made many, many, many baskets. And I've got Ayla making baskets as well, a little bit, not as much as she'd like to or I would like to, but she's really interested in learning how to do that as well. We bought this house 2 years ago, and we've been developing it ever since. Last year, I started a little apiary. I have 6 beehives now. Last year, I produced 70 pounds, and then some more as well. I think another like 50 pounds. So I did send a 5-gallon bucket to the restaurant. Best thing for the smoker is needles and little sticks and pine cones. We have a lot of turkeys here too, so the turkey feathers are the best bee brushes. What the smoke does is it makes them go eat honey, so they'll go in and engorge in honey, and that will slow them down, and they'll just be kind of sucking on the honey rather than paying any attention to me. These are comb honey supers here. This was a strong hive. In Turkey especially, so everybody in my house, they all want comb honey. And in honey production, a lot of honey production in the United States is focused on extracted honey, the liquid honey. So this is going to be some nice honey here that they've capped over already. Just go nice and slow. So that's beautiful honey right there. So that white cap, it's just gorgeous, and it's heavy.
Turkish people love to drink tea like all day. There's a tea drinkers, but coffee has a special time, special moment. This Turkish coffee, as you can see, is the small cups because it's very strong. What's the differences from the other coffees? The coffee beans are extra grounded. Extra cooked, like an overcooked almost. It's nice and burnt, and they finely grounded. When you cook it, you can get all the tenets of the coffee's flavors and aromas and the caffeine. That's why you need to get just this shot. You have to filter with your mouth and drink at the top, and rest of them supposed to stay, which is in Turkey they make the fortune with that part. Just put this first,
Right.
and then put upside down.
Right.
It takes little time, and that way all the coffee mods is gonna be slowly going down the cup, and there's a symbols gonna come. Every symbol means something.
I could see, just looking at your cup and mine, that the patterns are really different.
Yeah.
If someone is going to read these two cups, we're going to have different futures and different pasts.
Absolutely. And when I was researching it, even back in time, Middle East, they were looking at even before they go to the war or anything, they were looking at the fortune. The coffee fortune come dangerously true sometimes. Me and my mom, we went to Turkey for 2017. And one of my relative, my cousin, invited their house, and they had a great dinner. We had a beautiful Turkish Anatolian food. She made it. I still remember. At the end, of course, we had Turkish coffee, the dessert, and she said, my cousin's wife said, let's take a look at your fortune. I was like, oh, fortune. He said, well, you are gonna make a good business. You looking for a new business opportunity, and you will meet with this someone who has the hat, like an Italian hat. The person gonna come and offer you something, and you will accept, and you will be successful. You will love. You will enjoy. And I have no idea. I was doing restaurant business. One of my regular guests, that's his owner of this building. He and his family were coming to the Tuckerbox. He said, hey, Vural, I in a project going on. Do you want to make another restaurant, coffees, anything? And then I remember my coffee fortune. All of a sudden, like a deja vu came to my mind. Wait a minute, this is so familiar to me. And then I just remember that coffee fortune. And I start to smile because the descriptions of the lady would say, it looks like beer.
They basically said, Jackie and Vural together, that they have this wonderful clientele who love their food, and they want to deepen that connection by having some products from Turkey. And people are always saying, can I buy that rug on the wall or something of that sort? So they realized there was something they can cross-sell in addition to serving food at their restaurant. So they had the idea they wanted to have this emporium of Turkish goods.
And now we're sitting here in your Turkish bazaar.
Yes.
Little Istanbul, across
Right.
the street from Tuckerbox.
See, these are from kilim, and this is also handmade. 80 years old at least. The big car kilim I ordered from New York, and there's a big Turkish wine suppliers. I make the people they don't need to go to Turkey or vacation.
Right.
I right here.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Of
Thank you
course.
so much.
Dünyadaki en bilgin kişi kendini bilendir.
We're going in August. We're very excited. My kids especially have been begging to go to Turkey for years. My daughter especially, she's a self-described foodie. She loves spice, she loves flavor. She really takes after Vural for that. My kids are older now, so they're 6, 9, and 11, so they'll be able to remember it. It's no small task for us to get away in the house and the animals and all that. We kind of decided that whatever it takes, we're gonna go.
Havasına, suyuna, taşına, toprağına, bin can feda bir tek dostuma. Her köşesi cennetin, ezilir yanar içim. Bir başkadır benim memleketim. Lay 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 la la lay lay la la lay la. Aşıklar destan yazar dağlarda, kuzusuna kurduna, Yunus'una Emrah'a, bütün alem kurban benim yurduma.
There was a fire sprinkler pipe that blew up and flooded everything, so they lost power for a while, so I had to go down, make everything less of a hazard.
It was the most stressful week of my life. The first day I got here, I had to like brace myself before I went downstairs, just to see it and like, you know, disarray and just her whole office and a computer on the ground and mud. Nobody was allowed in here until they deemed it safe, like structurally, which I'm surprised that the building didn't collapse.
Hello.
He said it would be covered under my landlord's insurance, I guess.
We're renovating the basement here because of the damage of the water that came in during the flood. And there was about 3 to 4 feet of water right here. What we're doing now is framing the walls in and putting this new type of material on the walls so that they can go ahead and have prep kitchens down here. This, of course, is a grease trap that is part of the plumbing, and then this is the butcher room where they bring the carcasses in here and butcher them for use in the kitchen upstairs. This was unfortunately brand new, just prior to the flood.
Yeah, we just take it one day at a time. Our crew's awesome. They're working really hard. Whatever it takes.
There's a hose, they're gonna do 2 seconds, level it.
Who's pouring the concrete, not Brent?
So Brent is in vacations, that's why I need to keep
Yeah,
it.
but he can't, he doesn't own a concrete truck. You gotta
No, he was supposed to send me the guy who does.
Hurry up, you know, just wait. We'll see. We'll see.
So I'm trying to see the good in it, you know? It's going to come back bigger and stronger than ever. I mean, the people that would just stop in, like that I didn't even know, and were like, do you need any help moving anything?
Is that alleyway for?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Daniel, are we on your way? Sam, what are you looking for? Anything else from this night, Sam? Huh? Do you want anything else?
Took a long time.
Tonight's gonna be a fun night. I am so happy that we came this point. I can't wait to see my all regular guests and friends and families. The face I miss their faces already. So we'll see what we can do. Come on in. Welcome. I'm excited.
Please. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Your support was very nice.
You know, you've done so much for all of us in the community. I'm just so glad to be back.
It was delicious. Everything was great. A lot of food, all really delicious, and really happy to be back here.
More stories to share?
Yes.
that I started, the shapes and the sounds that